What up, Battle? Old 64 here. Thanks for stopping by the shop. Today, we're going to go ahead and replace the brake hoses on my 71 Oldsmobile 98. Let's get to work. All right. So here we are under the 71. We're looking at the rear brake hose. It's 7/16 fitting. Always use a brake line tool on these brake lines. And I hit it with penetrant. And of course, I'm working with my worst hand, my left hand, so we'll see. First, I had the rear of my 71 supported by the rear differential, and I didn't have enough clearance to get in there and remove the rear brake hose. Then I went ahead and lifted it by the differential, and then I put safety stands underneath the frame, and then I lowered the differential. So now the hydraulic jack is barely holding any weight of the differential, but that brake fitting goes through not a movable part of the suspension, but it's a rigid part of the frame, and that's where the exhaust hangers are attached. So I think before I screw anything up, I'm going to go ahead and call it good, and I can go ahead and try to get the front brake hoses done. And I got a rear brake hose. There wasn't a part number listed for a 71 Oldsmobile. You got to be careful with the part numbers that the part stores have because they're not always accurate. But I got one from a 76 Oldsmobile 98 or Delta 88, and I think it would be the same thing, probably the same thing all the way up until the 90s that General Motor used, but I'm not going to roll the dice and try to disconnect this brake hose. Maybe what I'll do is go ahead and take it to a shop and let them deal with it because I am not a professional technician. Here's the front driver's side suspension, and I was going to replace this brake hose here. I had hit it with some penetrant yesterday and the day before, and then I used a steel brush. I'll go ahead and hit it up one last time, and then I think I'm going to try to remove it. Got that side. Actually, might be better off coming from the inside. Yeah, I'll come from the top and you'll be able to see it better from there, Battle. There we go. Just need to hold your tongue right, and the penetrating fluid worked. So now, to get the brake hose out, you gotta take the little retainer off, which is on this side. I'm trying to use a flat-bladed screwdriver. Now I'm starting on the hard side because all the brake lines are in the way over here. There we go, Battle. Got it. There it is. The little horseshoe retainer clip. You use an Allen socket, and thankfully I still have the right one because I use the next size smaller to put the brush guard on my bullnose truck and it's disappeared. I don't know what happened to it. So this is the right size. Just need to break it loose. And I'm going to have brake fluid everywhere. There's the old brake hose from the driver's side front. And then here's the new one. So I'm going to go ahead and show you old versus new. There we go. Open that. Open the zip tie. Take the guy out. And let me get it set up. We even have new copper crush washers. And we even have a new snap ring. There it is. So let's go ahead and get her installed. Okay, ready to install this one. So, goes like that. Dadgum, that's tremor for you. I was leaning over the fender with brake fluid all over my hands, and I had painted the 71, and I told myself, wait a minute, old 64, do what it looks like. So now there is a fender cover protecting the paint. So, all right, battle. I got the new brake hose and new copper crush washers on the caliper side. And I had to double check on the passenger side, but the bottom side here goes towards the caliper. You don't want to get that on reverse or you're going to have problems. Still trying to get this driver's side front brake hose in. I have the caliper side loosey-goosey, and I want to get the snap ring on the frame side, but it's just fighting me. All right, I got it in there square. I'm going to try to do it from the bottom, battle. There's the essential trimmer. Ah. Hold on. Here's the old one. We see a big ridge and then an oblong oval that fits into the bracket on the frame, and then a small ridge. And then you fit your guy over the large groove like that. Look at this battle. See the new clip in the back and the old clip up front? I think I'm going to use the old clip. I think the new clip is too big because it fits over the end of the brake hose with no tension whatsoever. Get that oblong oval into the frame. There we go. There we go. Let me check from the top. Oh, I think we're in there. You want to make sure you get the brake line into the hose square and then tighten it up. Tight. I just got it tied up here. Finally. Thanks for hanging with me, battle. Uh-oh. Again, it looks like I cut my thumb. This is the Busted Knuckle Garage. Let me go ahead and stop the video and re-aim it, and we'll tighten up the caliper side, and then we'll go to the passenger side. Got my Allen tool. We're tight on the frame. Gluten tight. All right, we're good. It's clipped on the frame side. It's in there the correct direction on the caliper side. So go ahead and check in with me on the passenger side. All right, Battle, here we are on the passenger side. Hopefully it's a little bit easier. I'm going to use my penetrant spray and hit it up one last time. Use my steel brush. Now let's go ahead and get the caliper side. Look out. Get some penetrant on there. Use my steel brush. I had hit it up twice yesterday, and then today. The driver's side was a pain in the butt to get back in, but getting it out wasn't that bad. It wasn't seized up in there. So hopefully this side will be a little bit easier. I don't have to deal with the brake lines from the master cylinder. Oh, I broke it loose, Battle. Using some extensions. There's the brake fluid out of the caliper. That's okay. There's the copper washer. And then this is the way it goes in there. Gotta make sure it gets in there the correct way. Towards the front of the car. There we go. Broke loose. Easy. A little bit of preparation does the job. Let's see. Still not easy enough for finger tight. But spark plug wire sort of in the way. And I tell you, Battle, I really missed the mark on this car. I took the AC compressor off and I'm like, oh, I don't need that again. I can just get an aftermarket one. And so this is easier since the AC compressor isn't in the way. I don't think there was ever a 98 that was offered without air conditioning, but it is a 455. This is the stock engine that came in it. I had bought a different 455 with C heads and I had it rebuilt, and it's sitting on an engine stand. I had thought, oh, well, I'll just sell my 71. And I still have it. So we'll see. Maybe I'll sell that rebuilt 455. But if I ever sell it, I plan to put it on a run stand. Got it off. Okay, Battle. I'm going to go ahead and take it all out now. There it is. You can see the paint from when I painted the 71. So I'll give you a unboxing video now so you can see the new versus the old. Here's the old one, Battle. Here's the new one. Let's go ahead and get it on open. Here are two new copper washers, which is good because I only found one copper washer on originally. Old and new. And actually, I heard stories that brake hoses can wear so much that the inside lining of the brake hose frays, and then you apply the brakes, and the inside lining is so frayed that it stops the release of the caliper or the slave cylinder. and then your brakes are stuck on. I've never experienced it. Have you ever experienced it, or somebody that you know experienced it? I imagine nowadays the brake hoses on cars are probably engineered not to do that, but this car being over 50 years old, these very well could be the original brake hoses. I've seen nastier, and you can still read the markings on them. Yeah, it makes me wonder. Anyways, let's go ahead and get this new one installed. You can see my high-speed Concours d'Elegance repair right there. Here's the bolt you need. It's not just any bolt because it's hollow. You see that little hole in it. And then right there. So I got a copper crush washer there. Here's the new hose. Goes on like that. This side here is the caliper side. And another copper crush washer. So our caliper side is loosey-goosey. All right. We got the oblong oval that goes into the bracket on the frame, and then the clip ring goes into that first big groove. Got it in there square. I don't know, I used the old clip on the other side. This is the new clip. Well, is that all it took? I got it on there, Battle. I did it sort of haphazardly. I was like, oh, well, I'll go ahead and use the side of this needle nose pliers. And I got it on there. All right. I guess I'll go ahead and get it tight there, Battle. The fitting. I had used 9 inches of extension on my 3/8 ratchet, and then my Allen head adapter. Let's see if it'll serve me well for tightening, because I only ever had it loosey-goosey. Guten tight. So she's in there. So, Battle, 2 out of 3 brake hoses ain't bad. I'll probably try to reinstall that rear brake hose again in the future. I'll definitely keep you posted. So have you ever seen brake hoses that are completely deteriorated and cause the caliper or slave cylinder to not release? Do you have any tricks for removing brake hoses on an old car? Make sure that you let me know in the comments down below. Also, consider liking and subscribing. See you next time, Battle.